I personally don't choose to go through those departments because it's just not really my style, and it wasn't a good fit because when I was in school, my father, obviously, he was no stranger to going behind my back to like get things done. I mean, the moment that I got the acceptance into U of I, which I never even applied to, I knew that was it. I had no choice in the matter. I was going to U of I. Because he applied for me without telling me. He went to DRS to try and get funds for my university. And apparently everything was set for them to pay for my next year of school. But then I wanted to go study abroad in Italy, and so they rescinded that funding, and they were saying, well, we'll only pay for you if you're staying in the state of Illinois. But that didn't make sense to me because I was an Italian major, and for me it felt like very lukewarm attempts to help me because I felt that studying abroad in Italy would be very beneficial to my field of study, and they just didn't understand that. It caused a lot of friction between my father and me. Also, I went through a period of time where I wanted to go into medicine. When I was there speaking with the representative about having funding for school, he was not very supportive and just seemed to be very, I guess he seemed to be very skeptical of my ability to study medicine. I feel like he was just very uninformed because he was like, what is your major? And I said, I major in creative writing and in Italian. And he said, well, how is that going to help you become a doctor? Shouldn't you major in like biology or something? And I told him I had a friend that was in medical school who majored in history, and that his personal advice to me was just study what you're passionate about. It doesn't matter what your major is, as long as you do well in your science classes and you do well on the MCAT exam. So I tried to explain that to him, and he wasn't very receptive. So I just didn't personally have the best experience with it. And in the end, I am a very independent type of person. I don't like to rely on other people in order to be able to do something that I really want to do. So I feel like asking the state or some program to help me formulate a career, which I can do on my own, it's just not a good fit for me. As an entrepreneur, I really believe that personal development is crucial. A lot of people start businesses, but then they kind of block themselves from further success because they haven't worked on a part of themselves that needs to be improved. Let's say you have very bad interpersonal skills. You can have a great store or something, but if you make all of your customers angry because you said something rude to them, you're gonna get bad press, no one, so that's just an obvious example. But I feel like as an entrepreneur, when you're working with people, which is, I think 100% of business owners are working with people. It's not like they're hiding out in a research lab, like playing with video games or something like that. Like, they are always interacting with people. Customers are people. Businesses are owned by people. You need to always be growing yourself and learning how to become a better person as well as a better business owner. So I'm always educating myself. My business team with the network marketing jewelry business is filled with mentors. Everybody on that business team, especially the ones that are doing well, will help anyone. I have a close relationship with the woman that basically heads the Chicago suburban division right here locally, and she's already making 6 figures with the business, and obviously it wasn't overnight or anything, so she's done a lot of work herself, and I turn to her for help. I also have a good network of entrepreneurs online that I keep in touch with and connect with on Facebook, and as well as networking events. Basically, I feel like you can't let school get in the way of your education. I don't know if I should be saying that for a school-funded program, but I mean, I have nothing against learning for the sake of learning, And I think academics are great, but when it comes to the world of business and real world application, there's no replacement for that. You have to have the real world experience in order to, be successful. I feel like that's just my opinion. But so I've been seeking a lot of self-education and learning from my mistakes, learning from other people's mistakes. Reading, I subscribe to Success Magazine as well as Entrepreneur Magazine. I do a lot of reading, a lot of personal development reading, which, by the way, if you get the chance, read the book The Charge by Brendan Burchard. It's really good and it changed my life. As well as Secrets to the Millionaire Mind. That's also very, very good.